Start with Why by Simon Sinek. This is a must read for anyone who runs a business. What do you know about Martin Luther King Jr.? Have you ever wondered how he became such a phenomenal leader? Or how has Apple been able to so consistently outmarket their competition? What did Harley Davidson do to create a cult like following for themselves? How these great leaders inspire everyone to take action. This book answers these exact questions and why certain businesses are able to build such a strong brand and inspire others while the rest of them don't. I am a failure, says Simon Sinek, our author. Simon's childhood dream was to build a business. So he started his business in February 2002 and it was incredibly exciting for him. The whole feeling of his self worth came from the fact that he did it. He took the plunge and he started his business. And it felt amazing. If anyone ever asked Simon what he did, he would pose like a superman. He would put his hands on his hips and head raised high declare, I'm an entrepreneur. In fact, for most of us, what we do is how we define ourselves, isn't it? Is that who we are? So, time went by. In the fourth year of his business, Simon's feeling was very different. It was much less exciting and it certainly did not feel like a passionate pursuit anymore. Like everyone else in the game, Simon would try to convince his clients on how unique he was and what were his processes, etc. His energy was a key factor that was driving his business. But that cannot work for the rest of his life, can it? By September 2005, Simon was convinced that he was going to go out of business. He got demoralized. He thought everyone he met was better than him. He couldn't make a conversation even with his own family and close friends. Any ounce of energy he had went into pretending that he was doing good business. So he did what any one of us would do at that situation. He started looking out for help. He attended conferences, he read books, and he asked successful friends for advice on how to do it. It was all good advice, but no matter how he was or what he was told, all he could hear was that he was doing everything wrong. Trying to fix the problem did not make him feel any better. Remember our last book, The Subtle Art by Mark Manson? The same thing happened to Simon. Trying to fix the problem did not make him feel better, it made him feel worse. It was then that he realized the truth, or his perceived truth, that he was a failure. He started becoming very curious about his failures and his business, which is corporate marketing. So, in an attempt to demystify or decodify why certain marketing worked and why certain did not, Simon developed a simple concept. It was just some interesting observation until he met a woman called Victoria at an event who introduced Simon to the biology of brain. And it was then that Simon made this profound discovery called the golden circle. Before going on to the golden circle, we must know that we all make mistakes. And our first mistake is we all assume. And we assume that we know, I know, we say, don't we? We make assumptions about the world around us. Our assumptions are our perceived truth. We make decisions based on what we think we know. It wasn't too long ago that the majority of people believed the world was flat. And this perceived truth impacted human behavior. During this period, there was very little exploration. People feared that if they traveled too far, they might fall off the edge of the earth. Can you believe it? Upon the discovery that the world is round, societies began to explore and explode. They traversed the planet. The correction of one simple false assumption moved the human race forward. Now, an important role of any leader in an organization is decision making. Mostly, this is an educated decision, like based on data. There are times in which we had no data or we chose to go with our gut feeling and things worked just fine, sometimes even better than expected. I even got married based on my gut decision. Most of us do. This dance between the gut and rational decision making pretty much covers how we conduct business and even our lives. Now, let me tell you how most of the organization works. They work in the classical carrot and stick methodology. Carrots are aspirational marketing. Example, easy way to lose belly fat, 6 ways to become rich quicker, etc. Sticks is manipulation in price, promotion, fear, peer pressure, etc. Manipulations are perfectly valid strategy. Don't make any mistake about it. They work, but they can drive only a transactional value, or they cannot inspire. They can only make a behavior that is required once. Manipulation works, but they cost money, lots of money. They don't make your customers your followers. The alternative perspective to carrot and stick manipulation is the golden circle that stirs inspiration. Look at this. This is the golden circle, and it all starts from the inside out. It starts with why. The what is the product or the services that we offer. The how is the process or our USPs. Why? Very few people or companies can clearly articulate their why. Why they do what they do. Why, when I say why, I don't mean to make money because that's a result. Why is the purpose, the cause, or the belief you have? Why does your company exist? Why do you want to do that? Why should anyone care? People don't buy what we do, people buy why we do it. It's worth repeating. People do not buy what we do, they do not buy our products, they buy why we do it. So start with why. That's the golden rule of the golden circle. Now, going to the psychology part of it. Have you noticed when we go abroad, we will feel an instant connect with people from our country? We trust those with who we believe we have common values and beliefs. Same applies to companies. When a company clearly communicates their belief, their why, those products and brands make us feel like we belong and we feel a kinship with others who buy the same thing. They could feel the belongingness in their gut. The power of why is not an opinion, it's biology. If you look at the cross section of human brain from the top down, you see that the levels of the golden circle correspond precisely with the three major levels of our brain. The newest area of our brain is the neocortex, which corresponds with the what level. The neocortex is responsible for rational and analytical thought and language. The middle two sections comprises the limbic region. The limbic brain is responsible for our feelings, such as trust, love, loyalty. It is also responsible for all the human behaviors and our decision makings. But it has no capacity for language. The part of the brain that controls our feelings has no capacity for language. Just bold, italics, and underline this. The part of our brain that controls our feelings has no capacity for language. Decision making and the ability to make the decision exist in two different parts of our brain. And this is where the gut decisions comes from. They just feel right. Companies that fail to communicate a sense of why force us to make decisions only on the empirical data. And this is why those decisions take more time. But companies don't tell us why, but people don't buy what? They only buy why you do it. This is what we mean when we talk about winning hearts and then minds. The heart represents the limbic region, feeling part of the brain, and the mind is the rational language center. Most companies are quite adept at winning minds. Winning hearts, however, takes more work. So now we know what the golden circle is. But how do we find our why, and how did Simon find his why? What is a celery test and a law of diffusion? All of this is covered in this book, but I couldn't summarize that in this 10 minutes. I wanted to unwrap the brilliance of this book in its entirety. So I decided to do a part 2 with the rest of the book. So watch out for that. Until then, love you all. Hearty thanks. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.